Take this in. 90% of people who fail in life never even got started. They get busy with things that lock them down, and then one day they look up and they're 80 years old. But you're a young man who's about to start chasing their mission. The best tool that you have at your disposal for being successful is a stable, regular, reliable system that can manufacture momentum without causing any hiccups. I'm talking getting up at the same time every day, working out at the same time every day, and grinding on your business or side hustle at the same time every day. Scientifically, when you do this properly, you are working with the mechanisms of your brain instead of against them. The reason why is because as your brain learns and adapts, it begins to anticipate action, making your execution even better. However, you are at risk of falling wildly short of your ambition because of the shifting obligations in your schedule. This is preventing you from building the kind of regularity that the few who will achieve big things use to their advantage. If only there were a tool that could combat the most volatile and irregular of schedules. If only there were a tool that could level the playing field, even with the many, many demands on your time. A tool that could combat and balance irregularity of your obligations. A strategy to get to your dreams, even with the most hectic of lives. Well, good news, there is. Now, like I mentioned, probably the single strongest tool to get you to where you want to go in life is building a regular, controlled schedule. The issue is, though, if you don't have all 24 hours to grind the way you want to, then you need something that compensates for that. Students, employees, part-time workers, full-time workers, and even overtime workers are about to benefit from what's in this video. But first, who am I? Well, my name is Spencer, and I'm the 28-year-old COO that brought our company to $30 million in sales in just about 30 months. But before I got a multi-six-figure income, $1 million apartment, a powerful network of friends in high places, a physique I love, and a mindset of discipline and success, I used to struggle to find the time to get the things done that would get me here. My hectic schedule would never allow me to set the time to get my routine accomplished. And so I never really got the important things done. When I had a small break from school or a small break from work, I would read 15 minutes here or there. But take it from me, that's not gonna have you reading a book a week like you want to. I needed a serious strategy to help me, so I built one. Now, the beauty of this system was that it was so helpful, yet so simple, and I'm going to share it with you now. The strategy is called ATS, or Anchor Time Slotting. ATS completely changed my life, and I know that if you have a hectic schedule just like I did, it's gonna do the same for you. And that's why at the end of this video, I'm gonna completely break down the exact way that I used ATS to change my life. But please don't make the mistake of skipping to the end of this video, because the nuanced details of how it's used that I'm going to sprinkle along the way will not be repeated for you. Okay, so here's what my real problem was, and maybe you're a little something like me. I was a university student that had courses that would sometimes shift. On top of that, I had a job that would basically schedule me whenever they pleased. This killed all regularity that I would have from week to week. And so I would find myself starting something like a regular workout regimen or learning a language, starting a business on the side, but I would inevitably run out of steam because of the constant fluctuating schedule. And these constant changes had me not working with my brain. What I ended up doing instead of those things that I wanted to work on was I ended up filling the small pockets of time that I did have with things like video games and smoking weed. And this was all because I was burning out because of my shifting schedule. And actually, if you want to hear about my past relationship with either weed or video games, check out this video right here or this video right here. See, I needed to take control of my habits so that I could take control of my life. But first, I needed to take control of my time so that I could take control of my habits. So after doing a bunch of research into deep rabbit holes and doing some personal experimentation, I realized that I didn't need to buy some $1,000 focus course from some guru. The real solution was actually free and quite simple. What I found down these deep, dark rabbit holes were the pieces of the ATS strategy that I'm sharing with you today. And despite having so many things that were on the go, whose time slots in my calendar would change constantly based on factors that were out of my control, Anchor Time Slotting finally allowed me to take control of the inputs that would bring me success as their outputs. Okay, so you made it this far into the video. video. I am going to live up to the promise that I made at the beginning of this video so I can show you exactly how ATS works so that you can make progress on your goals, even if you have a turbulent schedule, just like I used to. But before that, you need to fully understand what ATS is. So here you go. Your anchor time slot is going to be the one place in your calendar where you are going to plot out all your obligations and strategically build separate time slots for your goals so that they actually get accomplished. By not just fitting things in spontaneous moments of downtime, you begin to work, once again, with your brain and execute properly. In other words, in your week, all you have to do is have a single time slot, your anchor time slot, which will become your place to strategize your must-dos on top of your fluctuating schedule. Now, if that sounds good, let's get into exactly how I do it, even as a C-suite executive of a growing company. Okay, so first, I want you to write down the weekly goals that you seek to accomplish each week. Sort them from top to bottom in terms of what absolutely must get accomplished. Now, before you ask, I can't tell you what order they should be in. Only you can determine if your fitness, for example, is more important than building your Shopify store. Now, I want you to divide those weekly goals into parts if required. Now, most habits that I use are strictly daily habits, but if you have a weekly goal of, say, reading a book a week, then first check out this video right here on how to actually do that. But the short version is that you are going to need to divide your weekly goals into daily components. Next, I want you to identify the anchor time slot somewhere in your calendar. During your anchor time slot, you're going to take 60 to 90 minutes to diligently plan out your entire next week. And here's how you're going to start. First off, on ideally Google Calendar, you're going to plot out your existing obligations. So again, these are things like your job or your school or your chores or whatever it may be. I'll also say, if you're wondering why I say Google Calendar, it's because some of my habits include coaching calls with you guys or networking, for example. And with Google Calendar, I can both house and host all of those things right there. So pro tip. So yeah, now you have the obligations, like I said, school, work, chores, spending time with loved ones, etc., all on your calendar. In other words, the things that are responsible for your constantly fluctuating calendar are now visible to you. During your ATS time slot, which for me is usually Saturday evenings, I will then add the list of tasks associated with my mission or self-improvement into the calendar on top of those existing obligations. Finally, at the end of each ATS planning session, you will finish by plotting your next ATS session right into your calendar, which can be a maximum of 7 days from the last time you did it. So now you have your obligations for the week, your self-improvement or self-progress tasks fit in, and your next time that you're going to repeat the process. And these are all in one convenient spot that now you can execute on. Get in the habit of doing exactly what I just told you, and you're going to change your life. But I gotta tell you, the ATS strategy really only works if you have already set solid goals for yourself. But on the other hand, you might not be someone who knows how to set goals at all. And that's why in about 10 seconds, I'm gonna put a video up on your screen that will teach you exactly how to set the kinds of goals that the ATS strategy can help even the busiest of people accomplish. So make sure you stick around for that. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Spencer with Must Become. Always remember that your potential is your obligation, and so what you can become, you must become.